What is up, my fellow Chibits? Today I'm here to bring all of you, once again, fairy tale reviews. Now, I have 3 episodes to cover, and before I even get into the exact episodes and details, I want to say real quick, to get you all up to speed if you're not up to date with my other, reviews of Fairy Tail, this is my first time seeing Fairy Tail Zero. I have never read the Fairy Tail Zero manga. I do read the Fairy Tail manga, but not Fairy Tail Zero. Now, I know some brief things, but not a lot when it comes to this. So, majority of this entire content of Fairy Tail Zero is rather fresh to me, and from what I heard from when I did my final review of Fairy Tail Zero about 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks technically, I found out that that episode, or the last episode I reviewed, was filler, which comes as a surprise, but not really as a surprise, because I think this is actually the good time for A1 Pictures to try to fit in some filler, to get more characterization of these characters, but alongside of that, kind of make space for, the manga and anime, for, the anime doesn't catch up to the manga, because we are, even though there's, I would say we're a good 20-30 episodes behind, maybe just a tad bit more or less, but it's still good to have a little bit more of a gap, because we don't want that, One Piece situation where we have, like, half a chapter being, done in an anime per episode. So I'm kind of glad they're adding in some form of filler, and it's very entertaining, especially since I can't really notice it, because it is, new to me as well. I don't read the manga of Fairy Tail Zero. So now that I got that out of the way, let's talk about the episodes. So, the 3 episodes, are very simplistic in nature. Like, there's nothing really here that I need to really go really in-depth with, talk about completely, because there's a lot of the things are really straight to the point, straightforward, and I think everybody can understand what is going on here. But to cover the brief, main points of the episodes, is that there was a lot of characterization going on. I mean, we got, like, individual characters getting to see more of their personality, how they act around others, how they're kind of viewed from society, how society views them, and also getting to see, Mavis and how she interacts with them, and seeing more of her personality, which shows a darker side to her that we haven't really seen before, which is one of the main points I want to talk about. See, in the second episode, like the second to the last episode that just came out, Mavis reveals that she has powers. For instance, she has magic that can, use illusions. And when she reveals this to everybody, it's very creepy, very scary, but you see something on her face that kind of surprised me. She puts on this face of, like, she just wants you to die. That's the exact face Mavis put on when she was staring at these supposed subordinates of Blue Skull. And which scared the shit out of me, because, I mean, if you think about it, throughout the entire course of Fairy Tail, like the original Fairy Tail, or from what we have seen of her throughout these episodes, she's very happy-go-lucky, she's smiling, it just seems very bubbly. She's the type of person you could really feel that happiness around. But then when you see her put on that face, and when she looks at these subordinates of Blue Skull, it's very creepy, because she has this different presence about her, and it shows you that she really, really, really does not like them at all after what they did to the island, which is granted, because, I mean, you gotta factor in, I mean, they did kill everybody that she knew, and I mean, even though she was kind of treated wrongly, they still killed everybody. She was left alone for, like, 7 years with, I can understand technically why she would be upset, but still, just to see that type of side to her, it's very different in a way from what we see normally from her character, so hopefully we get more of that, we get to dive more into that type of personality with her, since this is Fairy Tail Zero, and it's going to be mainly about the foundation of, Fairy Tail, the guild, because we actually get to see a glimpse of that in this episode, the latest episode. We see, Fairy Tail's, building in the making. For instance, you see to where Warlord and all of them, like the Fairy Tail founders, are just envisioning a building setting up here, and like, it's very beautiful. I can already see a building here now, and you see a glimpse of Fairy Tail, and then kind of that scene is interrupted because, Blue Skull pops up, and they're terrorizing the entire town, which leads into the current parts of, Fairy Tail Zero. So, Blue Skull, they're monsters. They're a dark guild that is going around attacking everybody in the town, putting taxes. They forcefully took over the town, and they're pretty much enemy number 1, and everybody's ran out of town because they can no longer make money, there's no travelers there, and so that's pretty much the main point there. And you have it to where, Mavis and all of them, they want to kind of stop this, put it to an end, and judging by the way the plot is going, and judging by how we know this is in the past, and this is the same town Fairy Tail is in, I think we can all assume what's going to happen here. Blue Skull's probably going to get defeated or run out of town. They might pop up eventually in the manga of Fairy Tail, which would be pretty cool too if they did eventually pop up again. But for now, though, we know they're going to be ran out of town. It's very obvious, and everybody, even if you're an anime only, I think we can all understand that. So instead of looking at that, let's figure out what exactly happened. What has happened to, Mavis? What has, happened with her, and, like, what is currently going on with her, and I wonder how more we're going to see about her character, like, what we're going to see about it. So, yeah, a lot of, questions I have, but it was still very entertaining watch for these 3 episodes that came out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.